Embattled Long Island Republican Congressman George Santos is now facing 13 criminal counts. Santos surrendered to federal authorities yesterday and pleaded not guilty to charges that include wire fraud, money laundering, and theft of public funds. He spoke to a mob of reporters after his arraignment in Central Islip.
Now I'm going to have to go and fight to defend myself. The reality is it's a witch hunt, because it makes no sense that in 4 months, 5 months, I'm indicted.
Congressman Santos went on to say that he will not resign. He still plans on running for re-election. Joining us this morning, the man who ran against him, former Democratic candidate Robert Zimmerman.
Good morning.
Nice to have you
both
back.
Of you. Good to be back with you.
So, is it a witch hunt? Are you surprised with the charges against Congressman Santos?
I'm not surprised. Of course, nothing about George Santos added up. We saw that during the campaign. We saw it in his financial reports. And I think it speaks to how clear the crimes are that the Department of Justice was able to move so quickly, relatively within 5 months. And it's very reassuring, very encouraging to see that our system of justice move forward this way, this comprehensively.
When you were running against him, you sounded the alarm. You said some things were fishy. They didn't add up.
And so
what happened? And
so did local media. Local media also picked up these points. The problem is, regrettably, the marquee races, as many journalists have later pointed out, they get the attention. They occupy the time.
So people were more concerned, the reporters were more concerned about Governor Hochul running against Lee Zeldin.
Yeah, that of course, and the issue of crime, and that dominated. And many of our newsrooms, frankly, face major severe cutbacks in staff and personnel, and that was a real frustration. But we sounded the alarm. So did local media. But I'll tell you something. Right now, we've got to keep our focus on keeping the pressure on the Republicans in Congress to expel George Santos, because every day he sits in Congress, every day he's there, the Republican Congress and Speaker McCarthy in particular are accomplices to his crimes, and they're complicit in his misconduct. So they have to step up and expel George Santos from Congress, and I think we're seeing some movement in that direction.
Do you?
Oh, I do. Just in the past, not even 24 hours, Speaker Kevin McCarthy went from saying he's entitled to his day in court to now saying, well, the Ethics Committee will decide whether he broke the law or not.
Listen, they need his vote, Robert. But they need his vote. It's a very slim margin that the Republicans have an edge in Congress.
But here's the other part. Here's the other side of the equation. First of all, how pathetic is it? They've got to rely upon a serial fraudster and a criminal for his vote.
And listen, it's not the first time we've had a criminal in D.C. And let's face it,
that's for sure.
All politicians have a tendency to lie.
Well, lying is not a crime, although in many respects it should be.
Right.
In this case, though, his crimes are so well documented, it's really a disgrace to see them count on it. But there's something else to consider. There are many freshman Republicans in Congress who tell me personally that George Santos is hurting their re-election. They're being blamed for his staying there.
Well, speaking of that, are you surprised it took so long for these charges?
Well, you know, I think it's encouraging. A lot of folks said who knew the Department of Justice and the process would take at least a year. And literally within five months, there are now these very profoundly serious criminal charges being brought against George Santos. And I think that's important. And I think the political pressure is working, because we're seeing more members of Congress now, Republicans, say, okay, he's got to go. And I'll tell you one of the reasons I think it's so critical. Our congressional district has not had a Congress member for 5 months.
So you're saying that he's been absent from the district?
This is much bigger than a Saturday Night Live skit or a punchline on late night TV. We have had for 5 months. He's not had a town hall in our district. Nobody knows where he lives. He's not been on the scene. His office is not responsive. I was telling you
he's
before,
saying he should be judged on what he has done since he's been in office. Are you saying he hasn't done anything?
I'm telling you, not only has he done nothing, he's been a detriment, because there are so many citizens in our district, whether they're veterans or senior citizens, who have to rely upon the work of a Congress member's office, local governments that need infrastructure support, local community groups. I mean, I get called regularly from co-op and condo groups that need support, or local private citizens who need assistance. And frankly, I'm proud to be able to help them, and I use my abilities to be of service to them. But that's the job of a member of Congress, and our district is suffering because he's not on the job. And of course, considering his conduct, the sooner he leaves and the sooner the Republicans step up and remove him, the better it will be for our democracy and for serving the 800,000 people in our district.
Would you like to run against him again?
You know, I have to tell you,
Million-dollar question.
I have to tell you, I'm being very honest with you both. I have been so honored by those who've come forward to me, even those Republicans.
Robert,
I'm being serious.
Robert.
The truth is, here's my honest answer. My only focus right now is building a bipartisan coalition to remove him from office. That's the objective. Because he should be expelled from Congress. It undermines our democracy. It's not supporting our citizens in our district. After he's removed from office, then we can talk about politics. But right now, we've got to focus on rising above politics and seeing him out of office.
So what happens next? I mean, does the governor call a special election? What does she do?
Well, the way it works is, as the rules are, once he either is removed from office by the Congress or he plea bargains his seat to avoid more serious prosecution. Once that happens, there's a vacancy. The governor has about 10 days to call for a special election, and that election takes place within 90 days of her announcing it.
Is there a certain period that special election can happen?
Well, it's interesting. After August 9th, the special election must take place on the November election day.
Okay.
And so there'll be a lot of calculations in terms of how that moves forward. But the first goal is making sure he's removed from office, both for our district and for the integrity of our system.
Now, the party, for a special election to happen, the parties have to decide, right?
Well, the way it works is there's no primary in a special election. The Democratic Party leadership will make their decision for their nominee, and the Republican Party leadership will make their decision as well.
And the Democrats haven't reached out to you yet.
I speak to them all the time.
And have they said, Robert, you're our man
our
when
man.
push comes to shove?
We have not had that level of discussion at all, but I talk to them regularly, as I'm sure they talk to other Democrats as well.
Well, Robert, we hope when you do decide, you'll decide right here on Good Day.
I'm not going on some national show. I know where my bread is buttered, right here on local New York TV.
Hey, listen, I know you have a few Robertisms, some things that we take with us for the rest of the day as you summarize this whole George Santos indictment.
Well, let me just say to you, Rosanna, while this is not a laughing matter, I have to tell you, my dream was to serve him as a member of Congress, not end up in a Netflix series. And here we are, okay? So
I knew he had something for me.
Okay, I wasn't going to let you down.
Robert Zimmerman, we're going to be watching you.
Appreciate that.
All
Proud
right,
to be
thank you
with
so much for coming.
Thanks so much.
Sir.